So this is a recent reads video. I have a couple books I read in one day. These are all the books I read for Readathon. So I figured I would kind of just go over what I read and ratings. So this is Fangs. It is cute. It's a love story between a werewolf and a vampire. They kind of meet at a bar and right away they clicked, and I don't want to go more than that. It is a 4-star. I would have given it a 5-star, but I wanted more. I wanted it to be a bit bigger, but still, it's really, really good and I recommend it. Then I read Seance Tea Party and I loved it. It was a 5-star. It's about basically not being afraid to grow up. People's changed, and I think it's Laura, and she's afraid to grow up. Everyone around her is changing. New friends, her old friends are ignoring her. She doesn't know her place. So she kind of throws this tea party and she meets a ghost that used to be her imaginary best friend. And Alexa basically encourages her to grow up, and Alexa couldn't remember how old she was or any memories. And when she started following Laura around, she started putting the pieces together who she was, and she ran into some of her old friends, and it kind of hurt her because she realized how much she missed by not growing up. So it's beautiful. The artwork is really beautiful, and I highly recommend this. And then I did not read this all in one day. I only had 165 pages left of this. The Crown of the Gilded Bones. Poppy's journey in this one. This is the third book. I gave it a 5-star. It's actually my favorite. My ranking is this one, the first one, and then the second one. I got answers I wanted in this one. Like, it took so long to find answers, and I think that I wanted the second one to have some of these answers, or at least more. I don't know, just more. It was a 4-star, but this gave me the answers I wanted and more about the gods. I wanted to know more about the gods that didn't really talk about in the second one. It did a little bit, but this was highly good. And then I read Mooncakes. I don't know why I can't say this. My dyslexia. So Tam comes back and they are in trouble. So they meet, hold on, it's been a bit, probably about Tam and Nova. Tam goes to Nova because they are in trouble. There is this archdemon. Tam doesn't understand their magic, and so they definitely went for help with Nova's grandmother's Nana's. They kind of help her with her friend Tate, but they develop a relation. It was more I would say it's kind of like the one that got away, kind of. They were kind of too young when they had feelings and no control of one of them had no control of the situation they were in. And that was a 5-star as well. So were these other two. I had a lot of high 5-stars, but graphic novels tend to kind of be 5 stars. They have like the warm, cutesy feeling. But these two was absolutely amazing. I read the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival, both 5 stars. They're like little fairy tales, like in little pictures, and they're beautiful in the artwork. The artwork alone in these are amazing, and the little dragons. And the first one's only 72 pages, and it kind of goes into tea dragons and like not forgetting an art that a lot of people are forgetting about with the tea dragons. And it's really good. And then the second one, it's set in the past, because in the first one they talk about the Tea Dragon Festival, and this one is kind of set in the past, and you see two characters from the first one in here, the older two adults as young, and so it was really good and I really enjoyed it. I recommend these. They're beautiful editions. I wish I owned them, but they belong to the library. And then I read Dead is Just a Rumor and Dead is Not an Option. They were 5 stars too, which really surprised me, because the third one was the first 5 stars and the first 2 were only 4. But Daisy's journey throughout the Dead Is series, hers ends at book 5, and then there's 3 other books with a new character that you do meet in this book. So I've never read past the third book, so these two were brand new, and I loved the story and I loved the setting. And the ending of this one made me so sad. Like those 30 page, I would say it was in 10 and 20 pages. That ending really upset me. Like, it was a good ending to a point, but some of that literally broke me. 5 stars. All these books were amazing. I've absolutely had fun reading them, and I'm exhausted, and the only reason why I haven't gone back to bed, even though it's almost midnight, and I had too much caffeine to go through the day. But I really enjoyed it, and when I read some more books, I will definitely let you guys know. But until then, I hope you've had a very good start to October. So I'm here to wrap up a book that I read on Sunday. So I finished Practical Magic. I have given it 5 stars. I won't go much into detail because I have a mini vlog. But it is a signed edition from my local library. So I thought I'd show that to you guys. So I thought that was cool. If you've watched the movie, you know what this is about. But the writing style is so whimsical, so beautiful. It was really fun to read, and it gave more detail than the movie did. I strongly recommend reading this. I'm going to go back and read the prequel novels. There is a sequel coming out of this book in this month of October. It comes out, a direct sequel from this comes out on the 12th of October, so definitely look out for it, especially if you have read previously from Alice Hoffman. She does have other books that I'm really interested in reading, so that is it for this one, and when I read some more books, I will definitely let you guys know. But until then, I hope you guys are doing really good. I'm here to wrap up a couple more books. So I read Naruto Volume 49, gave it 5 stars. All of the Naruto volumes that I have to talk about, I gave 5 stars. I love Sai in Naruto Volume 49. I'm actually really enjoying his character. I'm glad that he didn't start out with the original when Naruto was a kid. I'm glad they're including new characters. I love Sai, and I will support Sai through it. And Naruto Volume 50, still a 5 star. I actually physically hated Sakura. I hated Sakura in the first couple Naruto volumes, but not as bad as I hated her in Volume 50. But I did like in these volumes, we did get to know more of the leaders of the ninja villages, so we did meet all of them, and they were really cool to meet. I love volume of Naruto 51, amazing. Naruto 52, absolutely amazing. My favorite was Naruto 53, when he meets who his mom is, and I physically was crying. You'll see it in the vlog. I was so emotional about her telling him about the decisions her and Naruto's father made, how much they loved him and they wished they had time with him. It was uber hard, and I was in tears. Naruto, like I said, is very sentimental. I will always love Naruto, and reading these volumes and getting more of the Naruto story and seeing how much he's matured, I absolutely loved. Now, I also finished one book, Now That I Have Found You. It is about Evie's career getting blown up. She is trying to be an actress, and she's from a family legacy. And the family legacy, her grandmother was a famous actress. Her parents are documentary directors, or they do documentaries, and they're very good at it. Well, her career blows up, so she goes to New York to see her grandmother Evelyn Conaway. But that's not a real name, that's her stage name. Her real name's Peg, so she goes there to get her help. And her grandmother's been a recluse for 20 years from the acting community, from being famous. And she goes there, and they get in a fight, and then her grandma kind of disappears. There is a boy, Milo. She does not trust him. She doesn't know what he wants with her grandmother. She just doesn't trust anyone at this point after the situation that kind of blew up her career. So her and Milo go all over New York City, finding clues about her grandmother's past, trying to get back. And you see, like, there is media functions, like, not in the first 100 pages, but after the first 100 pages around, you see some home videos of the grandmother. So that was really cool to see. I absolutely loved that. It is a 5 stars. It's amazing. It's really fast for a YA contemporary. I didn't want to put it down, and I loved it, and I strongly recommend. I will see when I have some more books to update you about. Here to wrap up a couple more books. So I was able to get it came very early, Naruto Volume 54, and I talked about how it was supposed to be 4 weeks in, I think, the clip before this. Well, I got it, and I gave it a 4-star, but I did feel like some of it was a filler volume. Like, I love the content. Naruto is never a 3-star. It's always been a 4 or 5 of what I've read through the series, but it was definitely a low 4. But I enjoyed some of it, not all of it. I did finish Arm of the Sphinx, and I forgot to bring it out. But that is a sequel, and I really enjoyed Salin's journey in the second one. I enjoy climbing the tower, learning more about the politics of the tower, more about how the tower was built. It was really, really cool. So I gave that a 5-star, I believe. I loved it and made me want to jump in to the Hob King. I just don't think I'm going to get to it this month. Then when I got this book on Libby, Red, White, and Whole, and I'm going to mess up her name. But her name is like Ria, and she is Indian, and her parents are originally from India. And it's written in verse, but I absolutely love this middle grade. It was a 4-star as well, but it was a very high. She's kind of trapped in 2 worlds. She feels like she gets pulled in 2 directions. She goes to a nice white school. I don't know if it's been a bit since I read it. I don't know if there's any Indian kids. I think it's only her at that school that is an Indian. And she has some white friends that she hangs out with, but then she goes home and she's with her culture, and she's hanging out with all her family and her Indian friends, and she feels pulled in 2 directions, like her worlds don't collide. And then unfortunately her mother gets sick, and it says it on the back. There is a character that deals with I think it was not like leukemia. Yeah, it was leukemia, and it was written in verse, and there was bits of mythology, and I have read previously middle grades, 2 middle grades that did have mythology, and that was written in verse, and I really enjoyed them as well. I recommend it. It was really short, it was really fast, and I really absolutely, even though it did make me sad because I'm dealing with a similar situation. My mother has breast cancer, so it kind of triggered me, but I really enjoyed it. Then I read Bridges Souls, and I gave that a 4 stars. It is the rap of, I think her name is Cassidy. I've read so many books since, yeah, Cassidy Blake. They go to New Orleans in this one for her parents' show, but the thing is, we didn't get a lot of New Orleans. I mean, like, if you're going to be talking about New Orleans, shouldn't you be like, I don't know, it didn't have to be all Mardi Gras, but I would have liked, it did talk about some of the history in New Orleans that I enjoyed, but I wanted something a bit more. Still 4-star, and I'm sad that it's the last one. I remember it was a trilogy, but when I got into it, I was like, there needs to be more of this. There needs to be more of Cassidy Blake. But I looked it up, and I know Victoria Schwab, if I said that correctly, I don't really know, I always mess up her last name. She's trying to do a live action, or like, I think a TV series, so I'm excited for that, and I'm hopeful. I hope the CW picks it up, because that would be really cool for the CW. And then I'm not going to talk a lot about these books, because they are in a mini vlog, but I read I'll Be the One. I gave it a 4-star. It is about Sky. She joins this singing and dancing competition. She does both parts. She is plus size. It is beautiful. She talks about how the K-pop industry, there isn't a lot of plus size people, and that, but just like trigger warnings, if you guys don't watch the vlog, there is fat shaming, and I'm going to mess this up because of my dyslexia, homophobic comments in this. I don't know if I said that correctly, but yeah, there's homophobic comments in this book. And a lot of the fat shaming, like you would go, and it kept coming in. Yes, I understand it's about body positivity and the situation, but the fat shaming was a lot. Like, there was so much of it, and it really upset me, made me really sad. And there is a trigger for toxic, I don't know if it's toxic parent, but something with a parent issue in this book. I don't know what you would clarify it as a trigger for. Maybe, I think they said emotional abuse. So I'm going to say that. Then I read XO and XO in that mini blog, and it's a 5-star. It does have the K-pop genre in it, but it has a school setting, and I love the school setting. I love this book. It was so... Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. It was so fast, and it was so fun, and I love the characters. It is about Jenny, and she's basically a celloist, and she gets told she entered a competition before the book starts, and she gets the results. She won, but they told her, you have no spark, and your music has no spark. So she kind of goes on a journey trying to get spark. There's situations. There's a boy. I will not say his name. Not because I want to spoil it, because I don't think I'm saying it right. Even when I said it in the vlog, I don't think it's like Jay Woo. And I don't know if that's correct. And I feel so stupid if it's not, but my dyslexia. And he, like, she meets him that night. And then there's other situations. Then she goes to South Korea because her grandmother is sick. So she transfers to this music school and does some of her online schooling from her school back in LA. So it's a lot, and it's really cute, and I wish I owned it because I know what it looks like under the dust jacket because of other booktubers. It is so pretty. So I counted, and that the first 2 weeks of October I have read 21 books, which a lot of them were graphic novels and manga, so that obviously helps, but I'm surprised how much I read of those books. And most of them were pretty high. I don't even think there was no 3-star. They were mostly 4s and 5 stars. So they're really good, and I really enjoyed some of these I could not put down. Like, I physically, if I had to take a break from one of these books, whatever I did, like if I had to go eat, I would hurry and eat just to get back to that book. I recommend them highly. They are amazing. And that is it for this recent reads video, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I don't know, I think what I decided is there's going to be one recent reads video, and then the end of the one that I'll be filming will be the October wrap-up. I won't say all the books I read. I'll say for the last 2 weeks of October what I read, and then I will do the stats on how many pages I read in that video as well. But that is it for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!